Namaste. Welcome to Yoga Works for Over 40s with Zoe. And today is our chair yoga class that we do at lunchtime. It's very important to stop during the middle of the day and have a stretch. Yeah, have a stretch. And in this class, I'm going to show you some of the things that you can do on the chair. This chair has got no sides. If you can get yourself a chair like this for the class, it's what you need. Now I'll tell you why this chair is particularly good. For me, that is. Because my feet are flat on the floor. Often we find when we sit in chairs, we can lean back. There's no back support. And that's fine to do. It's fine to lie around on chairs. But we just need to be aware of what we're actually doing on the chair. My whole profession has been with technology, so 35 years I've been working with technology, and in that time I've never had repetitive strain injury, elbows, shoulders, back, knee problems, because yoga has been a part of my life at the same time, which is why I call myself the high-tech yogi. And one of the things I trained myself to do right from the very beginning, because I knew I was sitting for long periods, I needed to get my body perfectly aligned. So just like the harbour bridge with the two pylons, if one pylon's a little wonky, all the cars are going to go off. And same with this. If we're sitting a bit wonky, we're going to stretch one side of the body and compress the other. And it's not just the muscles and joints that suffer, it's actually the organs that are inside the body that are going to be compressed. And in between our ribs, feel your ribs there, you've got intercostal muscles. And those intercostal muscles, the plan is that when we breathe, they expand. And when we inhale, they expand. And when we exhale, they contract. So sitting upright gives from my chest down, gives my internal organs the best chance at being able to function properly, to circulate. When we eat, we don't want to be crunched up. We want the food to be able to go through the body. We want the blood to flow. We want the oxygen. We want all of the glands, the lymph, everything to be able to function. So we don't want to be crunched up. This chair is good for me because straight out from my hips are my knees, and from my knees are my feet. So I'm perfectly aligned. One foot is not before the other. I'm not turned out like a ballerina. My feet are straight on the outside, same distance across, and knees are over the ankles. I'm sitting on my sit bones. Now, if you put your hands underneath your backside, if you sit back a little, you can feel the pressure on your hands. So just take a moment here just to sit back, go forward. Notice where the pressure is on your hands. Now just notice where the greatest pressure is. So for me, where the greatest pressure is where I'm sitting upright. I can feel my sit bones under my hands. I'm sitting upright and I take my hands out. Now often when we're on a computer, we're doing this. Yeah? So we need to chuck the chin in and keep the back straight. Your elbows should be in line with the table where your keyboard is. And your keyboard should be the screen should be about that high. Now because of the invention of the laptop and the phone, we're doing some pretty crazy things. I don't know about you, but when those fires started, you could see me. I was lying in bed like this on my phone, tap, 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 tapping away. And after a while, I started to get a bit of a sore hand here. Yeah, never had that before. from the phone. Yeah. So today I'm going to show you how things you can do for that. I'm going to show you how to sit upright. The other problem we have is with the laptop. We can sit, I mean, I love sitting on the floor, but here I am sitting here. It's not a bad height for me. You have a look here, you can see it's not a bad height. Maybe a little bit too low, so really ideally it should be in line with my elbows. But then the screen is too low, so I'm looking down at the screen. Ideally the screen should be here, so my head can be straight, not like that. Already, I'm over 40. Gravity is a problem as we age. So gravity is pushing us down and forward. So we see a lot of people when they get older, they're going forward, they're moving forward, and they're getting the dowager's hump. And I have one of those bodies that has the potential to get a dowager's hump. And what I need to do is tuck my chin in and take my head back. I think it looks better, don't you? Rather than me doing this, if I tuck my chin in and take my head back and my spine is straight, I do feel a bit busty. I don't really like that look, but what can you do? Okay, so we've worked out how to sit upright on the chair. We've worked out where the pressure is the greatest, and we're sitting upright. We look down, we see that our feet, the outside of the feet are in a straight line, the the knee is over the ankles, the hips are lined. I'm stretching up through the top of my head, I'm taking my chin in, and I'm just going to be here. So, are you in this beautiful position? I want you to come into your breathing now. Now, research has actually shown, I remember reading it because I'm a bit of a high-tech yogi geeky person, that as soon as our fingers touch the keyboards, whether it be the phone, the laptop, or whatever, even answering a phone, as soon as they do, we hold our breath. Now, if we're going to sit for hours at a time, often 2, 3, 4, sometimes up to 8, 10 hours at a time, with our head totally absorbed into the technology, we are not breathing properly. So therefore, our body is not receiving that oxygenated flow of blood. Neither is our brain. We wonder why we start to feel a bit fuzzy and foggy, and we start to get really tired by the end of the day. If I sit upright like this, my back muscles are supporting me, and so is my stomach, my core. I'm supported. Now, if I feel tired doing this, it's because I am tired. I am tired. And so then I need to do something else, yeah? So I'm working for a while, I'm starting to feel tired, I'm feeling, oh, my shoulders are hurting. So I can do some rotations with my shoulders and go backwards. And we can go forwards. You can place your hands on your shoulders and draw some circles. And backwards. So in yoga, we want to make yoga like a meditation of movement. And the way we do that, because the aim of yoga is to connect the mind with the body, to notice things that are going on in our bodies. So Ayurveda will state that disease comes in 6 stages, and we want to be aware of stage 1. And our body will talk to us at stage 1. It's a very little whisper. But stage 1, then stage 2, it gets a bit louder. Stage 3, it gets louder. Stage 4, it's getting louder. I mean, by stage 6, you're dead. So what can you do? But in yoga, we want to catch it at stage 1. For instance, I might feel a little tickle in my throat, and I'm starting to get a cold or something. So we're coming back, noticing how I'm sitting, noticing I'll just scan through the body now, from the top of the head. Feel around your eyes, around your jaw, around your throat. Become aware of your shoulders, around your chest, upper back. Softening around the stomach. Soften, so it's soft on the outside, but it's the muscles are working on the inside. Softening around the lower back. Feeling my sit bones. The biggest muscle in the body are these thighs, knees, ankles, feet. And I'm just noticing here that on my right foot, I'm just rolling out a little bit to the right. So I want to bring that foot back in and be aware of the big toe and the little toe. Be aware of the big toe and the little toe on both feet. So have equal pressure on the big toe and the little toe. If I let my foot go out, then that will start to give me problems on the inside of my knee. So if I work the big toe and the little toe, my body's aligned. Big toe, little toe, body's aligned. So this is how we are designed, is to have equal pressure. Although I don't know if we're really designed to sit in chairs. So that's why I'm teaching you chair yoga, is so that you can learn to look after yourself in the chair. So far I've talked about stretching up through the top of the head, tucking your chin in, relaxing your shoulders down, and doing some shoulder rolls. But remembering to bring the breath in at the same time. Breathing is so important. You might want to put your hands on your shoulders as you do it. And always count. Count how many you do in one direction and count how many you do in the other direction. So I'll just turn my chair around. Probably don't need a yoga mat. Alright, chair is around. I'm sitting back here. So let's bring your shoulders up and then relax. Let them drop. So inhaling up and relax. Inhaling up and relax. So just being aware of where the weight is on the body, being aware of keeping the body soft yet taut. So when we sit in a chair, we have glands at the groins. These glands are getting compressed by sitting at the chair. What we want to do is we want to open the body so we can breathe. Open up. So we come back onto the chair, take your legs wide, inhale, clasp your hands behind your back. We're going to take a big inhalation, lean back, and exhalation, come forward. So just let the body sink down. See if you can squeeze those elbows together and bring them up over your head. Now relax your neck. Totally relax your neck. Nice long breaths. Eyes are closed. We're having one of those beautiful yoga facelifts where we bring the blood into the brain, into the face, replenishing all of the cells in the face. And this gives you a lovely facelift, very good for the brain. But you need to breathe. You need to have nice, long, slow, subtle exhalations. The answer is in the exhalation, not the inhale. If you extend your exhale and you empty the balloons, you've got plenty of space to breathe in. And then we're going to come up. I've got my hands on my back. I'm holding on to my elbows. And I'm going to inhale, come up. Slowly. Now if you feel a little dizzy, raise your arms above your head. Now you can interlock your hands, turn your hands inside out, and let's exhale, go over to one side. And then inhale, come up. And exhale, let's go to the other side. And inhale, come up. And so back to my position where my feet are under my knees, my feet are lined up. And just close your eyes, just take a breath. Scan through the body from the top of the head. Relax down the shoulders, down the elbows, down the wrists. Relax from your chest, down to your waist, your lower back, your buttocks, your thighs, your knees, your ankles, your feet. Let the body totally relax without losing the posture. So we can be soft on the outside and totally aligned on the inside. And just breathing, just staying there for a few more moments. Take your legs wide again, and this time inhale, raise both arms up. Put your left hand behind your back. Make sure that you're stable on that chair because we're going to go forward. And exhaling, going forward. You can hold on to your foot or hold on to your knee and lift your body and look over your shoulder. And take some nice long exhalations. The more we exhale, the more of the stale air, the toxins empty in the body. So inhaling as the body expands and exhale as we lower. Just relaxing with the exhale. And then bring both arms out to the side. Inhale, come up. And exhale, put your hands on your knees. Okay, let's try it again. So inhale, both arms up. Put your right hand behind your back. And exhale, go forward. Let your body relax with each exhalation. Let that be a symbol for you to relax the body. Knowing that the inhalation, the body becomes full and expanded. With the exhalation is the surrender. If you can look up over your shoulder, put your hand on your knee, look up over your shoulder. Big breath, so twisting the body. Twists are fantastic for the digestive system, anyone with back problems, good for the adrenal system, nice beautiful twist. And inhale, both arms up. And exhale. So with your eyes closed, just come back to your base position here. And just come back into the breathing. So let's do something for the wrists now. You might find that all this tapping away on the phone, it's not very, we're holding the phone and we're tapping at the same time, and what happens is the energy is going really fast in the fingers, but it's blocked here in the wrist. It then blocks in the shoulder, blocks in the elbow, in the shoulder, and then it comes up to the neck. And then from the neck, believe it or not, I've worked with clients and it's gone from the neck to the hip on the opposite side, to the knee on this side, and then down to the ankle, and vice versa. So, yeah, we have to look after this body. It's our vehicle for life, and what I'm going to teach you with yoga therapy is how to bring it into your life every day. And it's not as if you have to go to a class 1.5 hours a week. It's about bringing that awareness into your life and, yeah, living it. So for the wrist, you can put your thumb inside, close your fingers, thumb inside, close your fingers, and let's do some circles. So count how many you do, and remember, the breathing stops once we concentrate. So come into your breath. And reverse it. Now stretch your fingers out. Stretch them out. Stretch out. Open your body back. Stretch up. Stretch. So you're stretching your fingers really wide, and now squeeze. Stretch, squeeze. We want to get the blood flowing. Wrists, wrists, wrists. Now see if you can do some figure eights. And reverse. You have to concentrate and breathe. And count. Concentrating, breathing, counting. There's a lot, isn't there? Okay. So the next thing I'm going to show you is a twist that you can do at your chair. So I'm going to put my chair on the side. This chair's got a back to it. It's got no side arms. If you've got side arms, you'll have to stay like this. Yeah? And it just makes it maybe not too difficult. So what we're going to do is again, come back to your starting position. Make sure that you're lined up, your feet are under your knees are in line with your hips. And let's inhale, stretch up. Stretch the body tall. So stretch right, stretch up, stretch up, stretch up with one arm, stretch up with the other arm. Nice big stretch, stretch tall. You can probably hear my shoulders cracking, can you? Nice stretch. And now we're going to, on the inhale, we're stretched up. And now exhale, turn. And relax. So inhale, we lengthen. And exhale, we turn. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, turn. Inhale as we lengthen. Exhale as we turn. Remembering with each exhalation, relax your shoulders down. Twisting your body. And then take your arms above, straight up, inhale, come up, and back down. So twists are working on our digestive system. Just like we squeeze a sponge, as we twist, we're squeezing. As we're breathing deeply, when we come back to the center, they fluff up. And that's all of our organs, all of our cells. They get a good squeeze, and then they get a good rejuvenation of fresh oxygenated blood. Just do the other side. So I need to turn my chair this way so that I'm still facing you. And everything we do on one side, we do on the other. Coming back to my starting position, and inhale, arms above your head. Stretching tall, and exhale, twist. Relax my shoulders. So inhale, my body expands. And with the exhalation, I'm twisting. Inhaling to expand. Exhale to twist. Then inhale, take your arms up above your head. And exhale to come down. Just staying for a moment, connect your mind with your body, with your shoulders, with your waist, with your knees, with your feet, around your neck. Just letting the body completely relax. Relax. Come into your breathing. Feel the breath as it touches at the nostrils. Now relax down from the top of your forehead to your eyebrows. Relax from your eyebrows to your jaw. Let the body be soft. Let the body relax. Fabulous. The next thing that we're going to do is with the chair we're going to do what we call a dog stretch. So again, check that your feet are lined up so the toes are in line with each other. The outside of the feet are in a straight line. Your feet are hip width apart. Now if you're unsure how to get hip width apart, you can put your feet together, take your ankles out and bring your feet straight. And that is hip width apart. And that's the way we want to be. We want to have the toes straight across here, straight line here, nice and lined up, soft knees, tailbone tucked in or stretching down, stretch up through the spine, shoulders relaxed, chin tucked in. And take a breath. Just check where the weight is. Is the weight evenly distributed between your heels, your toes, your big toe, your little toe? Just checking where the weight is. All right, now we're going to stretch back. So stretch back, stretch your body back. And what we're doing here is we're opening the discs in the spine. So we've got the joints in the spine. In between each joint is a spongy disc. And again, by stretching, so I'm taking my tailbone back to the wall. My head is in line with my arms. My knees are soft, which means my lower back is soft. Now, nice deep breaths. Opening the discs. It's the breath that's replenishing the body. So in yoga, we're opening, stretching, bringing our mind to the body, and then extending the exhale. Exhaling any toxins out of the body and inhaling fresh oxygenated blood. The oxygen in the blood in yoga, we call it the prana, the life force. So now put your hands on your lower back and inhale slowly coming up. Again, if you feel dizzy, take your arms above your head, stretch up. Inhale, stretch, and exhale, lower your arms. Okay, how are we going? Yep, you can also do a dog stretch from this side of the chair, which means the dog stretch is a little lower, and that's good for the heart. If we get the head lower than the heart, it relieves the pressure. The heart goes, the blood, there's a lot of work getting the blood into the head from our beautiful hearts. So just letting the head relax, have your knees soft, lower back soft, just breathe. Breathe, relax, soften. Eyes are closed, knees are soft. Then to come out, remember, if you can, you put your hands on your lower back, pull in your stomach muscles and activate your core. Using your big toes to bring you up. And relax. So we're going to do a lunge. I do see a lot of people, I live at Bondi Beach, so I do see a lot of people doing this thing on the beach over and over and over, and I think, oh, your poor knees. Especially as we, over the age of 40, if we've had any injury, it's going to appear in the knees. So what I actually do is I'm a yoga therapist. I'm being trained to work with people with chronic illness and injury, and I've been doing this for the last 35 years. And I want to help people learn how to manage their body. And a lot of us, when we're younger, you know, unfortunately, we do crazy things, and we can injure ourselves. And yeah, I actually got injured in yoga when I was young. It was a young teacher. I was young, and my body's hypermobile. I could overextend the knees, and she put me into a posture, and I overextended my knees. And to this day, I can feel issues with my knees at times. And I'll just show you, and what I need to do is I need to be aware when I walk up the stairs that my knee is in line with my middle toe. I need to be aware that feel the weight on my big toe and my little toe. If my knee is going off center, then that's going to cause me pain. It doesn't take long to break a habit, put it that way. So if you can start walking upstairs, noticing where your knee is, noticing, because it's the stairs, it's going up the stairs and it's coming down the stairs that can bring us the most grief. Another really good thing for knees is walking in the sand, because it strengthens the muscles. As the sand falls down, the muscles get strengthened. You wouldn't think it, but it actually does. And so that's a good thing. We're not allowed to walk in the sand at the moment. So I'm just going to show you a lunge that you could do. With the lunge, again, it's very important not to have the knee go over the ankle. If the knee goes over the ankle, bring your foot forward. So we're just stretching back. And what we're doing here is opening up the groins. So when we're sitting on a chair, these glands here that do a lot of work for us, lymph glands, cleansing the blood, cleansing anything out of the blood, you want to open them and breathe. And as you breathe and you relax down, you can sink lower into the posture. If your knee goes over the ankle, just take your foot forward. And then you can step back, bring the feet back in line with each other, and bring the other one forward. So again, we're just stretching, breathing. And you know, there might be a tendency to crump forward. If you can come back a little bit, opening the glands, breathing into the glands, nice big deep breaths. And then we're going to step back and do another dog stretch. So it's just a little, it's one of the routines that I'll be teaching in my chair yoga. We're going to do a little relaxation now, making good use of the chair. If you've got a blanket, if you've got a pillow, just lying down and tuck your tailbone in. And this is so good for us to let the blood flow down. It relieves pressure on the heart. It's very nice and just completely relaxing. Relax, relax. I'm not sure whether you'll be able to do this when we all go back to our offices, but certainly working from home, it's a wonderful thing that you can do. So just nice breaths, just let the body relax. Closing your eyes. Relaxing from the top of your forehead to your eyebrows. Relax down from your eyebrows to your jaw. Softening around the throat, the back of the neck, across the tops of the shoulders. And become aware of your elbows, your wrists, your hands. Your fingers are just gently curling. You might feel the tingling, the warmth, the prana, the life force in the body. Relaxing around your forehead, around your eyes, softening, relaxing. Release now around the stomach, the lower back, the buttocks, the knees, the feet. So scan through the body just like a scanner on a photocopier or a printer scans. Scan through your body, and as you scan, relax every muscle, every joint, every ligament. So letting the body sink into the floor. Letting the breath just wash over the body. Relaxing, surrendering, letting go, clearing the body, clearing the mind, nowhere to go, nothing to do, but be perfectly still. And to finish, you can place your feet on the chair and we'll roll over. Actually, we should roll over onto the right side of the body. That is the yoga way of getting up. And you use your left hand to lift you up. And we'll come and just sit here on the floor. And yes, my lunchtime chair yoga class is now over. Wednesdays, 12 noon. I'm very honoured to have you with me, and very inspired to know that there's people on this planet who want to connect their mind to their body, and from that we connect to our heart and we connect to our intuition, and the world actually becomes a better place. So let's place our hands in what we call Anjali Mudra at the heart center. Inhale, take your hands above your head and place your hands behind your back, and exhaling, coming forward. And inhaling, coming back up. Place your hands at your forehead with your mind, and at your mouth with your speech, and at your heart with your body. May you continue to honor and love your body and yourself, and fill your own cup up in order to give to others. So, namaste. And just a reminder that tomorrow night for so my classes are on every week. Monday, 8 a.m. is Good Morning Yoga. That's going to teach you how to wake up for the day. Then we've got Lunchtime Yoga, Chair Yoga, 12 noon, it's today. And then we have the evening class, which is on Thursday night, 9 p.m, which is Sleepy Time Yoga. Now these times are in Sydney, Australia time, but for those who subscribe, I give you free access to our Facebook group, and in the Facebook group are replays of the class, which is how I imagine you're watching this class. If you want to know more about it, you can go to Bondi Yoga Therapy.com. That's Bondi, B for boy, O-N-D-I, Bondi Yoga Therapy.com. And or you can send me a message here, and I can answer any of your questions. I also, as a yoga Ayurveda therapist, I'll be leaving Ayurveda tips in the Facebook group, and also the videos of each class. And so Ayurveda, yoga and Ayurveda together, naturally it's the left hand and the right hand, and they go together and they become a whole package. And there's lots of fabulous tips that I'll be giving to you over time in order to bring these skills into your life. So thanks very much for joining me. Namaste.